for the boys.
Woo! Oh, I fucked.
What is going on, guys? So today is, I want to say it's Thursday, something, it's a day. Today I'm going to be trying to replace my thermostat because I thought I replaced it when I put the motor in, or assembled the motor, but either I didn't replace it and I just kept the thermostat in there that came with the block, or I replaced it and it went bad. But either way, I've been having some cooling issues, not overheating issues thankfully, but being too cool. Like, I'll let my car get up to operating temperature, and as soon as I start cruising, especially if I'm like downshifting a lot, temperature just drops. So pretty sure the thermostat's bad, so I just went and picked up just a new one of those fail-safe ones from Vtec. So if I can open this box one-handed, not the most skilled. So I picked one up for the B20, for the 97 CRV. I checked part numbers between that and the B18 motor, and this one is a 170 degree one. So I think it's the same size and dimensions and whatnot, but I mean it opens a little bit cooler, 10 degrees cooler than the stock one does in the B18. So this one's probably better in the first place. So basically, if you don't know what to do, if I can get in here, I'm gonna have to take off this lower radiator hose, and then basically there's just a couple 10mm bolts that hold the housing connected to it. So I'll just pop those off, make a big mess of coolant, but thankfully there shouldn't be much coolant like actually in the hoses right now, because I haven't driven the car in like 2 days. But I do have a small coolant leak down here because this hose clamp is retarded and just likes to leak, so I'm probably gonna have to pop that hose off, or that clamp off, and then try and put another clamp on there, 2 clamps or whatever. Start with getting this intake pipe out of the way. Maybe. Come on. Okay. Alright. Now I got some room to work with here. Kind of. All these wires are super tight, but we'll make it work. So I think I had one of you guys ask me a couple weeks ago if my Vtec solenoid was leaking, and I said it wasn't. Well, it's not leaking, but there's just an ever so slight buildup of like oily dirt right here, so I feel like that's probably inevitable because everything was torqued down right. So I don't know, it's not like dripping down anywhere, but it's got like buildup on it. So if that answers your question. But right now, pro tip, long screwdriver makes it really easy to get down in here to these hose clamps, just like that. I'm gonna pop this off and then get to work and show you guys. I was wrong. There's definitely a lot of coolant in this hose. Let me see if I can't stuff a rag or something in here so it doesn't spill everywhere. Okay, well you can't really see too well, but there's a bolt where the ratchet is on right now, and then there's a bolt in the corner opposite. So basically just take those 2 bolts off and the housing falls off and the thermostat's right there for you to grab. So I'm going to try and get this done. Hopefully you guys can see it good enough. I might be in the way. If so, I'm sorry. Alright, so just like that. Now you can see the thermostat right there, and it just pulls right out. Gotta grab some pliers though, because my hands are all slippery. So now that I just spilt out pretty much all the coolant in the motor, I'm going to put this back in, but my hands are really dirty right now and I need the room to work, so I'm going to move the camera so I'll show you guys when I got this put back together. Alright, so I got them both out right here, as you can see, and this new one is the one on the left, and you can see that this one on the right, it's the same style, it looks like, but this one's a lot smaller because this one is stuck in the open position, so whereas this one's not. Yeah, this one's definitely stuck open, so that's definitely why my car was being too cool, because it was allowing coolant to pass by whenever it needed to, or whenever it wanted to, really. So even when it didn't need to be open, it was stuck open. So let's get this thing put back in there now. Well, after being really messy, I finally got everything put back together. I cleaned up as much as the coolant as I could in here. So basically now it's just time for me to fill it and bleed the system. But gonna have to hose all this stuff away. But yeah, so let me go grab some coolant. Fortunately, I don't have one of the no spill things, so it'll probably get even messier, but whatever. Alright, so we got this one all filled up. Let me go start the car quick. I gotta double check for leaks while I'm at this too, so I'm gonna just set the camera up on the tripod and bleed this thing and check it out, make sure I did everything good. Looking good so far. Well, I guess let's just give it a minute. Oh, looks like it already opened up a little bit. Should be opening up anytime now. Hopefully I didn't get a faulty part. That sucks. Alright, so I've been bleeding it for probably like 15 minutes. Hasn't really been much bubbles at all, except for when I hold the throttle open. So top hose is really hot. Bottom hose is almost really hot. It's pretty darn warm though. So let's just go and check what the temp's at. Alright, so it's pretty much right where it's supposed to be. So, I guess I'll just cap it off quick and then take it for a spin around the block. Alright, hosed off the driveway, so let's just take this thing for a spin quick. So far, still holding temp. So that's a good sign. Okay, so I noticed my idle drops right down to 1,000 where it's supposed to be. Whereas before, with the bad thermostat, it hovered at 1250 for like 10 seconds before it actually dropped down. So that's already a good sign. Main thing I'm looking for right now is obviously hoping that it doesn't overheat, which it shouldn't. And also hoping that like when I get on it, when I start downshifting, that it doesn't drop in temperature like it was before. So I'm gonna get up here, do a couple downshifts, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so far so good. Alright, so I just got back from the drive. Everything seemed to have been going smoothly. Think it's all good. I might try and bleed it again a little bit later, just to double check. It feels like there might be just an air bubble in there. But so that's gonna be it for working on the car tonight. I'm going to head over to Brian from Hasport, going to his house, doing some Vtec Academy stuff. So I'm gonna go hang out, and we'll see what they're doing. So I'll catch up with you guys then.
Well, if the L15 goes in here, then for sure we're going to tear it. We'll try the ITR arm motor into the C2. Into the gonna go straight in or?
Well, I hope that was enough of an intro for you guys. Like I said, we're out here at Brian's house. We'll be working on getting this thing ready, I guess. Prepping the CRX for a K-Series.
On this side are all the things we're going to be buying from used cars. On this side are the parts we actually need to help make things happen.
The CRX is sick.
Performance hybrid conversion.
So I'll leave that part for Vtec Academy's video, but basically they're just kind of going over what's all needed for the K-swap in the EF chassis. So pretty interesting stuff if you guys are into it. Check out the video when it goes up. Edited by yours truly. So we're at Carter's second attempt on his exhaust.
This time it's going together well enough for an eBay exhaust. So not gonna complain.
I don't know.
The last hanger is trying to do.
So I don't know if you guys paid attention to what he did last time, but he basically just kind of like cut this and shoved it in his, I guess, test pipe section last time. So he actually got a real test pipe, kind of.
It was free, so once again I'm not gonna complain.
A little crooked, but it's okay. And then these guys over here, they're starting to take out the heater core and whatnot, doing some prep work. Already got the fuel line out of the way, fuel filter, and still gonna move the prop valve and all that good stuff. You want to say anything to Honda Street Garage? Fluffy hair?
I don't know. He's obsessed with my hair. I think he likes my hair. I think he wants my hair. He wants tips. He was always asking about it. So Mark,
I'll stroke it for you, Mark.
there you go.
It doesn't have an exhaust leak anymore.
Alright, I guess we're doing a sound check on his thing without the cat.
Get ready for the white smoke.
Let's see it.
Horrible.
Yep, that's eBay.
Yeah. I guess the cat's going back on. We'll put the cat back on.
Move it over.
You know what's funny? Is my buddy just bought a real Gretty and put it on and took the cat off, and it sounds exactly the same.
If you're not upside down in the car, you're not doing it right.
Temperature's 106, feels like 107.
What are you people doing? Are you just being comfy, Robert?
No. See this clamp right here?
Yeah.
I was feeling cramped. Clamped.
Clamped?
Yeah.
Cramped clamping?
I was feeling clamped in here.
He's going clamping.
So a lot of you guys have been commenting, asking where Dylan is and how his car is coming along. Well, I don't know if you guys can read these messages right now, but tried to crank it a little bit and it jumped timing, so I'm guessing his car is not coming along too well.
So you don't get a workout. See?
Let's see. He's got the right idea.
Yeah.
I regret nothing.
No regrets.
Bam. Already done.
You know, without you here, this would not have been accomplished.
I'm good for something.
But it's so violent.
With all that ricey goodness.
When I was about 14, I had a paper route, and I was coming home from, I had gone out for Sunday papers. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning. We usually got papers pretty early in the morning. So I rode my bicycle out, and when I got there, I usually have my paper bag in my basket, so I had forgotten it, so I had to go back to get the paper bag. So when I'm walking in through the gate, as you come down, our house is in new construction, so as you're coming down the street, there's no street lights, okay? So again, it's dark, and it's like 2 a.m. in the morning, there's nobody out, so it's kind of scary, and I'm like riding my bicycle along, and that night I had this dream where this bicycle had come out with no, it was my brother's bicycle, had come up from behind this building, and with nobody on it, and just slowly pedaled right to me and just kind of bumped into my leg. So I was kind of like spooked to begin with because of this whole thing. So I like go into my garage, into my backyard, and I like open up the gate, and I step in, and I go like this. And the thing taps me on the back twice, dunk, dunk, and I like almost shit my pants. I was so scared. And I realized what it was. I was like, oh, that's funny. So I get on my bike and I ride back towards the, towards back to the paper stop. My friends were already there when I got there the first time, and I told them about the dream, and I forgot I told them about the dream. So I'm like riding back as I'm cruising along, and then out of this alley comes this bicycle with no rider. They ran down the alley and just threw this bicycle out, so it was like pedaling out towards me.
Because they knew you were coming.
Because they knew I was coming. And they knew that I already had told them about this dream about this bicycle coming out and bumped me on the leg. I was so scared I couldn't yell. I was like trying to scream, and that's all that came out. And I just like pedaled faster and took off. And I get back to the paper thing, and then I get probably a couple hundred yards when I look back and I see them come running out of the alley, and I'm like, great. But I was just almost defecated myself. I was just so scared. So I get back to the paper route. I'm waiting there, and they both come back and they're like going, "Oh man, we thought we were gonna scare you. We can't believe you weren't scared." I never told them. I was so scared I couldn't say a thing.
Nice. So that goes in. Okay, I'll let you finish here.
What were you gonna? Come on, Grams.
Well, really was because he wanted to add stories that like that on the Vtec.
On the end of the Vtec Academy thing, so
Yeah,
there was
that's why I had you
story
record it.
time. Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed Brian's story time about crapping himself because of a bike and a dream. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you want to see next. Be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way you get notified when I post videos. And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys in a couple of days for whatever I do next. If not, we'll see you next week if we're out here screwing with this thing again. Peace out.
Perfect, steady man in my American apparel, but to wear